And here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. When it comes to Tyson Fury and BWTM Sports, it just seems, if I talk Fury on this channel, suddenly I seem to get a lot of people in the room. Interesting. I think I'm going to have to start selling shares and maybe start calling this the Fury channel. Who knows? Well, some people out there think that this channel is Fury. Pro Fury. I don't know if I'm pro Fury or against Fury. I think I'm just a guy that just likes to speak his mind and be honest. If you haven't subscribed already, do hit that subscribe button. If you are joining in, please hit the like button. We appreciate it. It certainly is better than not what you see in the like button being pushed. It's very nice when I do see the like button. It's appreciation, and I do like to know that you're in the room and you're watching. Also, if you're from another country and you're not English speaking, you can now watch these videos via subtitles. All you do is push the button down in the little corner right here in the corner of your video. You'll see three lines, little box with three lines. That is your subtitles. You push that box there with the three lines. In there, you pick your language, and then you can watch all the BWTM videos with subtitles underneath. They're not 100% accurate, but they're better than, hey, a channel that doesn't do subtitles. So there you go. That's something you can add. We're first doing that as well. Okay, so moving on. There's only one Tyson Fury. Yeah, there is only one Tyson Fury. And the title of this video is Tyson Fury is levels above Joshua and Wilder. Let's discuss it. Now, I need to be in bed shortly, but every time I get inspired to do a Tyson Fury video like this, I get inspired. It seems to line up to what's actually going on in the universe. I was inspired to tell Tyson to drop the belts and told him that in his team it was probably better that he just kept the linear belt and showed the world how great a champion he was at the time, or is, and just defend your title against your linear belt against anybody in the world. And that would be the best way forward. That was a video that I stated. A lot of people told me I was stupid, I was an idiot, I didn't know what I was talking about, I was talking rubbish, I didn't understand the sport of boxing. But guess what? Tyson ends up giving up those belts anyway. I said to people who said, "Oh, Fury back in 2017." I said he won't be back until 2018, and you'd be lucky if he even fights anybody decent until 2019. Of course, comes back. People expect him to fight Wilder and Joshua. Yeah, there are some people out there that actually believe he would have come back and fought Wilder and Joshua. And although Tyson's doing all this big talking, he's a smart enough cap. He knows that these fights are well, if he were to come back and fight after fighting Safa Safiri after that performance against Joshua and Wilder, there would really be some serious questions asked as to why Tyson is back. Now, if I said to you, Tyson Fury peaked when he fought Vladimir Klitschko, and that's the best Tyson Fury you will ever see for the rest of his career. Today, you'd look at me and think, you're crazy, because the man still has years in his career. But how long has Tyson Fury got in his career left? Honestly, just honestly, not being fanboyish. How long do you think he's got left in his career as a boxer? Oh, he's still young. But what about all the hard nights out partying, and the ban, obviously when he doesn't fight, the way he looks after how he maintains his body outside the ring. Tyson's got about 10 years left. Okay. 10 years what? As an athlete? Maybe if you're talking a prime athlete may have 10 years left. But is Tyson Fury a prime athlete? Is he a professional? Never had any major injury. Okay. Well, fair enough. That doesn't matter. Riddick Bowe never had a major injury. Riddick Big Daddy Bowe, I would say, arguably far more as good or even better than Tyson Fury in terms of boxing ability, boxing the outside, boxing the inside. Great jab, can brawl, can box, and never got to fight Lennox Lewis, but did fight Vander Holyfield and was undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Riddick Big Daddy Bo, but Riddick Big Daddy Bo, he wasn't injured. Big Daddy Bo ate himself out of the heavyweight division. Could have been an all-time great Riddick Bowe, but he ate himself out of the division. It's not too uncommon for that to happen in heavyweight boxing. We can see what we want to see in boxing, that's clear. But this is a discussion. And I'm going to put some logical points up, and then you can tell me what you think afterwards. The fact of the matter is, Tyson Fury, when I put this up about David Haye, people said to me, talking rubbish. I said, David Haye hadn't had a real fight when he knocked the two guys out and he's come back. He had a real fight since 2012. But people didn't look into that. Even though I thought he'd blow Belly away because his punching power, he hadn't realistically had a fight since 2012. Tyson Fury's last real fight, working against Vladimir Klitschko, a lot has changed since then. In size, in mentality, in management, in promotion, in potentially outlook of life. Lots has changed. So, I'm gonna answer them things about Fury and him getting back and competition and step it all up. I'll answer it, and then I want you to answer this question I give you afterwards. There's some things you cannot just erase by constantly abusing your body and get yourself back in shape. Ricky Hatton is a perfect example of a fighter that kept blowing up and down in weight. It catches up with you. The drinking, it all catches up with you. It all catches up with you in time. It catches up with you. And you can't keep putting on so much weight and then losing it. Can't do it. No matter how much sports science and nutrition, it's the damage that's been done that's irreversible. That stuff is something that takes years off of your career. That is something that don't matter what your name is, you cannot reverse the hands of time. You just can't. You'll never, if you're 25, you never go back and be 18 again. They're just some things you just physically cannot do. But boxing fans have a logic that surpasses science and logic, and they've got their own logic that just because their fighter says something or their camp says something, that it's truth. The fact of the matter is this: Tyson Fury has now changed camps. When Tyson Fury fought Vladimir Klitschko, that's the best Tyson Fury anybody had seen. Bear in mind that before Vladimir Klitschko, most people expected him to get knocked over. They expect him to get knocked out when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. He had two left feet. People kept reminding us all the times of Tyson Fury getting hit in the face. Just go back and listen to videos. Just go back and listen to videos of when people were talking about Davy Price. Remember before he fought Tony Thompson, he was the heir to the throne. They were preparing him. Tony Belly said that he was ready to knock Klitschko out and become world heavyweight champion. We knew how far from the mark Tony Belly was, and the whole boxing world were when it came to Davy Price. Tyson Fury's no Davy Price. Oh, he's not. I totally understand that. But what I also understand is when Tyson Fury fought Vladimir Klitschko was an old man. By Tyson Fury standards, it was an old man. He said he was an old man. Now, I'm not knocking the performance. No. I predicted he'd beat him. I predicted he'd beat Klitschko. So I'm not one of these guys that have just jumped on the bandwagon at the last minute. Understand what I'm saying here. He knew Klitschko was an old man. He knew Klitschko was an old man. His whole camp knew Klitschko was an old man. He even said himself, Klitschko's an old man. So he beat Klitschko. He had Klitschko beat before he even got in the ring. He had intimidated Klitschko. He had Klitschko, Klitschko was unable to control Fury. And Klitschko's best tricks were outthought by the master himself, Peter Fury. Since that time, 2.5 years, Tyson's been fighting. He's put on a whole lot of weight. Since then, he changed trainers. He now has Ben Davis in his corner. What do you lose when you lose Peter Fury in your corner and you gain Ben Davidson? Well, you lose a master tactician. The relationship changes as well. When you have Peter Fury in the corner, you have a disciplinarian. You have a man that will take no nonsense. And you have someone there that will call a spade a spade. And if you're not putting your work in the gym, he's not having you in that gym. He wants nothing but 100% dedication. So that's what was expected. During the time of Fury beating Klitschko, at that time, Joshua was nowhere near ready to fight Klitschko. He didn't want to fight Klitschko. So Tyson Fury went and did it. Go back and look at the time, what Joshua was doing. I think Wilder was still WBC champion at the time. I think he was still WBC champion. So Wilder was having his fights, active, fighting regularly. Joshua was fighting, regular, active. Tyson Fury became king. And everybody around said he's the best fighter in the world, blah, 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 blah. And, from beating Klitschko was an all-time great, and things got kind of out of control as to how good Tyson Fury actually is. Bearing in mind, this is the same Tyson Fury to be knocked down by previous opponents that were much shorter than Fury. Cunningham knocked him down, and Pychik knocked him down. But the style had changed significantly due to Peter Fury changing Tyson's style. Now, the question is, has the gap closed between Fury, Joshua, and Wilder? One thing's for sure, Joshua and Wilder are two hard workers. One thing also is for sure, they're both unbeaten. They're both young, both in their prime, and within their own respects, both are spiteful punchers. Wilder, more one-punch knockout artist. Joshua, more of a cumulative effect type. So you won't knock it at one shot, Bill hit you with 4 or 5 shots and do the damage. Both guys are world champions. Both guys feel they're unbeatable. Both guys are world champions. Both guys have been fighting consistently. Both guys have been active. And both guys have been fighting guys. Well, I say fighting guys regularly. Joshua's fought Klitschko. He's fought Parker. He's fought Takam. He now is about to fight Povetkin. Not a bad CV. Deontay Wilder's been world champion, what? Well, I don't know. I think he's had 8, 9 defenses of the title. So he's been active as well. Regularly fighting. He's just come off a career win. Best against Luis Ortiz. When I asked Tyson Fury to his face what he thought of Luis Ortiz, he said he was a good fighter. But even when he was champion, Luis Ortiz was not on the Tyson Fury radar. And he made it quite clear. Why do I want to fight Luis Ortiz? He doesn't bring any money to the table. He's awkward. He's a good boxer. He's southpaw. Why do I want to get myself mixed up in that for? Basically said he didn't want any of it. In his nutshell, why do you want to fight Luis Ortiz? So not only is this guy awkward, he's not got no fan base. And, he's dangerous. The Fury even admitted that. So Joshua didn't want him either. And Wilder beats him. And people say, oh, well, Wilder's a bum. And people just when people hate people, fighters, they just make excuses and don't give man credit where it's due. He beat the guy that nobody else wanted to fight. Fury didn't want to fight him. Joshua didn't fight him. So Wilder fought him. And everyone was pushing for the Ortiz fight. Wilder beats him. So as far as I'm concerned, Wilder, Joshua, 2 premier heavyweights in the world. Then we have Tyson Fury. Since Tyson's been inactive and not fighting, these two guys have been working at their trade, improving their craft, and becoming better fighters. I don't think Deontay Wilder was beaten Luz Ortiz a year ago. I don't think if you'd put him in the ring after Luz Ortiz fought Bryant Jennings, that Luz Ortiz against Deontay Wilder, I don't think Wilder would have beaten that Luz Ortiz. Ortiz was active. He was, he was busy. He was fighting regular. He had different types of opponents, from Tony Thompson in height to Bryant Jennings. He was fighting regularly. And I think that Luz Ortiz then would have beaten Deontay Wilder. The Luz Ortiz who had a year out of boxing and then came back and fought Danny Martz, when I told everybody that was a bad fight to have. It was a knockover job. Danny Martz wasn't even the height of Deontay Wilder. There was no preparation for Luz Ortiz to go and fight a heavyweight champion fighting regularly and had atomic punching power with that right hand. Just no preparation for it. So Ortiz got exactly what I expected to happen to him, to get plastered, and that's exactly what happened. So this is where time and season matters. When I talk about Tyson Fury and people say he's levels above, is he really levels above? What makes you, what is your basis of his levels above Joshua, his levels above Wilder? He beat Klitschko, but then so did Joshua. But then the 2 years of Klitschko not fighting anybody after Tyson had beaten him kind of gives Tyson's win more credibility. But it's not like, Tyson had beaten a peak Klitschko. He'd beaten a guy that was an old man. Again, Tyson's words, not mine. So in Joshua and Wilder, he beats two guys, as I said, that are much younger, both unbeaten. None of those guys have suffered knockout defeats as a pro. None of those guys have been intimidated by their opponents, So, and between the two of them have fought the top fighters in the division. Luz Ortiz, if you think about it, Luz Ortiz, Stavern was champion at the time. Luz Ortiz, Vladimir Klitschko, Josh is going to fight Povetkin now. Parker, Klitschko, Takam. So you've got some of the top 10 right there, and all Luz Ortiz is what Wildish is for. So you've got some of the top 10 fighters there. Even you got the guys like Duhaupas and what's his name? What's the other guy's name? Not Molina. The other guy, Spilka. These guys are all around the top 20. So, as I said, while this has been going on, you would have said when Tyson Fury fought Klitschko, skill-wise, that night, Tyson Fury was leaps and bounds ahead of Anthony Joshua. In 2018, with Tyson Fury changing camps, changing trainers, and no longer having the taskmaster he had in Peter Fury, yeah, he might be enjoying training now, and training might be great, and having sports scientists and all the rest of it. But the question is the dedication still going to be there in the same way? Is he going to get the same sort of hard training that is necessary to fight elite level opponents? Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. Tyson's done a lot of talking. He's done a lot of talking. But how much of what he says does he actually believe? I mean, when he was talking and he was in fit and he was in shape and in proper fighting shape and training under Peter Fury, he kept saying he wanted to fight Klitschko. But now, it's a different matter altogether. I'm not talking boxing styles here. Listen to my debate. Debate is Tyson Fury levels above Joshua and Wilder? I'm not talking about the individual styles. I'm talking about the levels. Is he levels above? And if you're going to say levels above, where in his boxing career can you say Tyson Fury's levels above? He beat an old man in Klitschko. Joshua beat an old man in Klitschko. Okay, fine. He put his hands behind his back against a guy he knew he already mentally beaten. Will he be able to put his hands behind his back against someone like Joshua and Wilder? I don't know. Does that style work against someone like Joshua and Wilder? I don't know. And that style he had against Klitschko is not going to be around anymore because he's now with a new trainer. Is that trainer capable of getting the best out of Tyson Fury? It's all good, well and good, looking good on the pads, but is he going to be weighing a disciplined weight? Are we ever going to get and see him down at 18 stone or 17 and a half, 18 stone again? Is that guy ever going to come back? So when I say the best version of Tyson Fury was the night he fought Vladimir Klitschko, there's every possibility that Tyson Fury could be a flash in the pan. Now, when I say a flash in the pan, it's not being disrespectful. That's the last time him and Peter Fury worked together. Now, while you're talking about here's the thing that here you're playing with Father Time here. Give him time, he'll get himself back. So how many fights is he gonna have to get himself back? Getting back to what? Like I said before, he may never get back to the level of Klitschko when he fought Klitschko. And who's to say that that version of Tyson Fury would be a Wilder and a Joshua? And I remember very well, I remember when I first interviewed Peter Fury. It was January, I think the first or second week of January, I interviewed Peter Fury in 2013. I wanted to know who Peter Fury was and why he was training Tyson. It's because Tyson was getting involved in ballroom brawls. In other words, he was standing right in front of opponents that were shorter than him and getting knocked over. He was going life. I mean, this is the same Tyson Fury who was going life and death with John McDermott in this first fight. Don't forget those things, yeah? John McDermott, okay? Battling 12 rounds of death. You saw the first fight. The second fight was a masterclass. Again, Peter Fury working with him. The styles changed significantly of Tyson's career when Peter Fury came on board. Go back and look at the tapes. So I don't want to hear anything. These are opinions that people are not going to like, but I'm not here for people to like. It's what I feel and what I'm inspired to say. Just like all the things I've inspired about Tyson before, you need to be concerned because timelines. 2019 is the schedule for when Joshua's going to fight Wilder. Should Joshua get past Povetkin and Wilder get past Brazil, 2019, that's the fight those two will fight for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. And then there'll be a rematch. If those two get past, now it's I'm not sure if Joshua's going to get past Povetkin. I'm not sure if Wilder's going to get past Brazil. But if they both get past their opponents, then we've got a great fight to look forward to in 2019 between Joshua and Wilder. And I do believe it will happen then. I really do believe it will happen then. So if that happens, where does that leave Tyson Fury in the world heavyweight picture? So he'd still be rehabilitating, right? So check this. He's going to rehabilitate. People make things up as they go along. Tyson Fury, in terms of training, at this minute in time, all Tyson Fury is doing is training to lose weight. He's not training to be technically better. So every time he has a fight, he's training to lose the weight. So he's got a fight. So every time he's fighting, he's training to lose weight. He's not training to sharpen up his skill level. When you look at Floyd Mayweather, when he comes into training camp, he doesn't come in to lose the weight. He comes in to work on his skills, to sharpen and hone his skills. Tyson Fury is not honing and sharpening his skills. What he's doing is losing weight. And while he's losing weight, Joshua and Wilder are coming into camp and they're honing their skills, making them sharper, better boxers and better fighters. So the gaps are closing and closing fast. Will Fury be ready in 2019? Will he revert back? But there's no, even if he goes back to that Klitschko style, that was good for Klitschko, who was an old man past his best. That's what Tyson told us. So nobody knows what Fury is going to be about. Nobody knows. And if we're looking at that Fury, that fought, and I don't even look at that Fury anymore because that Fury's gone. As far as I'm concerned, that Fury's gone. That's a fairy tale. He's gone. He might just be a one-night wonder. And you know why I can say that with a surety? Because he never fought Klitschko in the rematch. So he might just be one of those guys who on one night did very, very well, but may not be able to reproduce that. You don't know. Santa Cruz fought Frampton the first time, and Frampton beat Santa Cruz. And I told everybody in the rematch, Santa Cruz was distracted. The rematch, Frampton will get beat by Santa Cruz and get beat quite easily. And you saw the rematch. So once I finish talking, then I'll interact with some of you in the room. But you don't know what Tyson Fury is. Is he a Buster Douglas? Is he a one-night sensation? Is he going to eat himself out of the heavyweight division? Is he disciplined enough? Has he got what it takes to become world heavyweight champion again? Is his skill set that good? And if so, he's only showed it against Klitschko and Chisora. You know, but we'll see. We will see. All I know is that AJ nor Wilder will have any fear of a guy that just fought Safa Safiri. That's for sure. Nobody's losing sleep over Tyson Fury fighting Safa Safiri. And if Fury decides to fight Briggs next, really? Christian Hammer. Okay. What about Christian Hammer? Povetkin beat Christian Hammer. And so what? Christian Hammer looked great against David Price, but then, hold on. Wilder beat David Price in a round. Your point? Right, let's see if we can get some people in the room and hear what they're saying. 2015, Fury is levels above in boxing ability, but we don't know if he can regain that form. And even if he does, there's always a possibility of him getting stopped 100%. BK says Tyson's levels above Joshua, but Joshua's power is a leveler. Well, I think the gap has closed tremendously between Joshua and Tyson. Tosh Bear says miles away, yet steady inclining opponent. See how he looks in 3, 4, 5, but no point kidding on us for that matter. Team 3 though. Bo never got it together. He got it together enough to become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, beating the guy Evander Holyfield, who went on to beat the legendary Mike Tyson. Fury has shown he's using sports science now, nutrition. Well, it's all right using sports science and nutrition, but if he's using sports science and nutrition, can you explain to me why he came into the ring in such terrible condition? That's not a result of sports science and nutrition, my friend. Sup says, MK says, prolonged use of cocaine puts a lot of stress on the body and mind. There we go. BK says, Bo bit his finger off once he ate after eating a cheeseburger. Mr. BKX says, Fury's turned the corner. Really? Okay. Ingram, understand they will take their time with Fury, easing back into top level opposition. You can ease a person there. You keep easing the person back into top level of competition. What happens when the first guy who's decent in competition knocks him out? What's going to be the excuses then? Oh, he wasn't ready. He was rushed back. Really, I don't believe that. I'm not convinced he'll get eased back into. Listen, this is the guy that said he was gonna emulate Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali came back. If you're talking about being serious, Muhammad Ali came back and fought the fourth guy in the world when he came back. The fourth guy in the world at the time. Then the third, then the second, when he went on fought for the world title. I think within 6 months of each other. That's how great Muhammad Ali was. Just for the facts, yeah? Just for the facts. Tyson was a mobile heavyweight with good hands. He was a mobile heavyweight. I don't know how mobile he is now. Ingrid, I don't disagree with you are saying. Maybe Fury will come back a lesser Fury. However, Fury won't be over the hill completely. Maybe he's lost 10%. The young enough to get back on form. I'm not talking about I'm talking about his physical attributes. The stuff he did outside the ring, abusing his body. Nobody knows but Fury. However, let me mention one thing. The Prime Fury never used sports science and nutrition. Who told you that? Where'd you get that knowledge from? I certainly know that Peter Fury is very much up on his sports science and his nutrition. So I don't know where you got that information from. This Fury, he's got Kell Brook's strength and conditioning coach. So what? So you're telling me that the time when Fury was training Tyson Fury, he wasn't using sports nutrition when they had applied science all over their tracksuits. Come on, mate. Come on, mate. You're very misinformed. But I don't think he will be the same as when he fought Klitschko. This is Cairo. I agree with you there, Cairo. Right now, Wilder and Joshua smoke Fury. Of course they do. Sniper 11 says Tyson Fury defeated Vlad. That was impressive. But AJ and Wilder are from a different generation. I'm pretty sure the tactic used in that fight won't work on these guys. Absolutely not. Ms. Boxing Fan. Hello, Miss Boxing Fan. If it's female, good evening. Hope you're well. Hello and peace. Yes, if it's a sister, hello, sister. If it's a brother, hello, brother. And it's neither his sister or brother, and it's in between the both. Hi. See, no discrimination. Just keep remembering Ricky Hatton putting in 4 stones back in the day. You can't get away from that elite level. There you go, Adam Scott. Some reality in the room. AJ and Wilder are the top dogs at the moment. Agreed. Peter Fury is a huge loss. And you can't begin to understand the loss. Seeing this man up close for a number of years. Huge loss. It'll take a year or so till we see a proper ready Fury. But you're saying a proper ready Fury. Based on what? Where is your evidence that this team can get a proper Fury together? And what is a proper Fury? What if the proper Fury is only Klitschko? There is nothing more than that. But as to whether we see a good one or a great one depends on one thing: the phone being picked up to his uncle Peter. There we go. That's it. And while all this far-assing around is going around, he's picking opponents, and while all that far-assing is going on, Joshua and Wilder are still fighting, and they're becoming better fighters and better boxers. You stay there. Both of these guys are sharpening up their tools box. As an American, I wish I could give a boxing opinion about without being seized upon as though I was an anti-British or Yank fanboy, etc. I think those who know me would vouch for my fairness. Well, we've got to say, Hope, that new kid trainer, he's got his far too green, says Adam Scott. Agreed. Wilder has been champion for at least 3 years. He's been champion for a long time. Oh dear. Let's keep going. They'll say, well, yeah, I agree with you here, Cairo. They'll say Ortiz is the old man, so why don't they fight him? Yeah, that's why Ortiz is coming back and fighting Joe Hanks now, because the elites. Why didn't Tyson Fury fight Luis Ortiz as a comeback opponent, if he's so old? Yeah, I thought they'd shut you lot up. It's been disappointing, but I've lived in England while going to school and like the country and culture a great deal. HOP, Hop, say we got a say in the room, brother. Or sister, because I can't tell if you're a brother or sister. Wilder, the only real one. So Hop, say what you got to say. I'm not sure what to think of Bendy. Maybe he's a future Hall of Famer, and maybe he's a yes man. Don't know what to think when Tyson is putting his ass in his trainer's face. LOL. Well, there you go. That says it all, really. Luis Ortiz is like 48. Well, I ask you a question again. If Luis Ortiz is 48, then why don't Tyson Fury fight him in his next comeback fight? If he's so, why didn't Joshua fight Luis Ortiz? Don't come up with these excuses. He's 48. So, how old was George Foreman when he won the heavyweight championship of the world? He was 46, wasn't he? Wasn't he? Come to think of it, Oliver McCall was meant to fight the other night. He's 53 years old. Daliu Williams is still fighting. So, it means Tyson is not paying him much, probably, saving tons of money. Yeah, possibly. Ben Davison has said and done all the right things so far. He's got Fury's weight now and has him disciplined now. All right, mate. Used to think UK boxing fans were more objective in general than American ones. I only being honest when I say I do not feel that way anymore. There are plenty of good and plenty of bad apples both places. That's nice to know. But if you could get your point, I'd appreciate it, Hop. They just chatting. They're all on the same level right now, but Fury doesn't win either. SJS 1690. You could be right, bro. Maybe they are just good mates and totally professional behind the scenes. I hope this is the case, but I'm yet to be convinced. So am I. Sorry, I can't stay up and watch the rest of this. Gotta get to bed, unfortunately. Fascinating subject, though. I'll watch the rest of it tomorrow. Yes, Smithy. VK, it's unfair to assume that Ben has no control for being good friends with him. Would you say the same about Tunde Ajayi? Give him the chance, but Peter is a massive loss. Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen Anthony Yard coming overweight? Have you ever seen Anthony Yard out of shape? Every day that boy's in the gym with Tunde Ajayi. So I don't know where you're going with. I don't know where you're going with Tunde Ajayi. Why don't you bring out Freddie Roach? Why don't you bring out Sims? Why don't you talk about Tibbs? Why do you have to bring out Tunde Ajayi? Why do you have to use Tunde Ajayi? It's very poor choice of coach. People need to realize that it goes against our natural instinct to be objective over the throb of our emotions. Not impossible to do, just difficult. Most aren't willing. Hob, you're actually saying a whole lot of nothing at the moment because you're not actually telling me what your opinion is. So probably I don't get it. I don't understand what you're trying to say. Uh, don't be old school. Sports science is a massive leap. Yes, I know, massive leap, but it isn't a massive leap for Peter Fury. I've been inside his camp. I've seen him train people, and not only that, had Applied Sciences. That was the company that Peter had in. I don't know. You guys must think Peter Fury's a mug or something. I don't know. It's probably your lack of knowledge not understanding what really is going on. But I am fully convinced they were using sports science. I watched Hugh Fury using sports science in the gym when I was watching him train. And I coach myself. Still think they should have made the fight. No. Remove that. Okay, let's see if we can get somebody talking. Fury maybe believes his own hype a little too much to ruffle feathers. We will see. That sounds more like it, Cairo. One chatter's opinion, mine. Tyson Fury is not levels above Joshua and Wilder. No, I don't think so either. He won't get a decision in a million years against Joshua. I don't think he'll do the 12. I don't think he'll get past 12 rounds with Joshua, personally. Is Fury levels above AJ and Wilder now? No, he's not. However, if he's given time to make this comeback correctly, he can be levels above them. I don't believe so. Sorry. They won't want Tyson's unified champion again. No, they won't. That's true. Fury overrated too. I supported him to beat Klitschko. Fury won't forget everything Peter Fury taught him, though. I don't know about that bit. Really don't believe Fury will be as good as he was. Fury won't be unified again. I can't see it. Wilder beats both them both. Honest opinion that some do not like. Fury Klitschko was a dreadful heavyweight fight. Agreed. Yes, Fury win is legitimate, of course, but an awful boxing match. Totally agree with you there. We need to see Tyson's condition next fight. If he keeps up the trend, he will be in shape by two more fights. Hang on, Ingram. Fury before Peter wasn't taught boxing until Peter came. No, 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 no. Before Peter Fury came along, Tyson Fury was having barroom brawls. Basically, he was standing in front of guys that are shorter than him, not using his height and reach, and getting into complete wars. Go back and look at the tapes. Watch 24 John McDermott. Watch 24 Nevin Pychik. Watch those fights. Getting knocked over by Nevin Pychik. Go and watch those fights. And then Peter came on. I think it was after the Pychik fight, and Peter had the conversation. If you go back and check my first interview with Peter Fury, 2013, he says, I was talking to Tyson, said, if you want to be world heavyweight champion, you're going to have to change your fighting style. And he came in and he had the Canadian, the black guy from America, from Canada, Johnson, was his trainer. You're comparing Green Fury to season one. Do you know why he became seasons? Because Peter Fury came in and changed his style. So that's it. I didn't just wake up outside my bed and start talking about Peter Fury or Tyson Fury. This has been going since 2013. Shafiri nearly almost chin Fury, so his next opponent's might. Yeah, well, I mean, he was trying Shafiri, wasn't he? Champion Killer says Fury was never great. He was a prospect. He worked his way up to fight Klitschko. Got to respect that. But in all honesty, I think Klitschko would have won the rematch. Who knows what would have happened in that rematch? Nobody knows for sure. And if Klitschko would have beaten Fury in a rematch, what would the people be saying now? Yeah, I agree with you. People buy this age thing too much. I agree. When Fury was adding on weight, I said he needs to be jogging at least once a week, but somewhere saying he doesn't need to do that unless he has a fight schedule. Now look at the outcome. Agreed. Few fights for Fury, and he's stunting on. I don't know what he's talking about. Sorry. Razavan Kojan says he will fight any heavyweight on earth. We chat on a regular basis. He's very funny and super cool. Great. I'd love to have a word with him. He seems dangerous. You can't rush Fury or take too long. He needs 2018 as a weight loss year. A weight loss year. A weight loss year. A weight. Are you, are you kidding me? I don't believe this. People just make excuses for people. I don't understand. You make excuses. I really like the current heavyweight division. Lots of great battles if they'll go for fights a year. Look at Hugh Fury to be on the KO parade. Did Peter not say he has no time for overweight fighters? No time for pissing about? He did. Before I KO, Fury will finish 2008 in great shape, and 2000 will be real comeback and see Fury legit fights. Applied nutrition. Thank you very much. Not applied sciences. Applied nutrition. I believe Peter Fury rocks. I do as well. Uh, the only person that can answer this question is Fury. He has to show us what he has left. I agree with you there. Johnny Lapper, good to see you in the room, Johnny. Long time no see. I love Fury. I've always backed him. However, a Tyson Fury without Peter is not good enough to beat any world level fighter. Hate myself for saying it, but it's true. Peter is the brains. There you go. There you go. In a nutshell. The properly ready Fury would be the one who played with the not so shot Chisora in the second fight. Not compare Chisora to AJ Wilder, but Fury's movement and jab that night would cause anyone problems. Mm. Tyson Fury broke Vlad's mind before and during the fight. I did mention that. That's why I thought that Fury would win the fight. Fury is a 12-round fighter. He was a 12-round fighter. Do you think that Tyson Fury that fought against Safari could have gone 12 rounds against a world-class athlete? I don't think so. Uh, when people say he needs time, well, how much time is one thing. He hasn't got that on his side with the layoff and what he's put his money and mind through. Exactly. Peter helped Tyson for the Rogan fight, and he did the fight as a lefty. Agreed. Lefties. Do you think Mayweather comeback is in place for next year to justify postponement of Joshua Wilder until 2020? No. We actually know how good Fury is. The whole Tyson Fury needs to get back to his best statement is actually a myth. How do we know what his best is? It was one brilliant performance against Vlad. That's it. That is it. That's the best. But against an old man. Again, Fury's words, not mine. I think Peter was a big influence, but we do have to be careful not to credit the fighter for the entirety of his ability. Fury was a solid amateur and has natural ability. Bob Sanders, go back and look at the videotape. Look at the when you're going to make a statement like this, please do it based on fact rather than what we'd like to sound good. The fact of the matter is, Fury had that amateur experience and that amateur style, came to the pro ranks and struggled against John McDermott. And I think John McDermott actually beat Fury. So go back and look at that. I was before Peter Fury was in the corner. Then look at what happened after Peter Fury took over Tyson's career as trainer. Look at pre-Peter Fury and post-Peter Fury. And look what happened. And look at the change of style. Look at the way Tyson was fighting before Peter Fury came on and after Peter Fury left. Look at the styles. When did you see Tyson Fury put his hand behind his back? Before Peter Fury. Talk to me. However, the Fury that turned up in Dustable with Peter beats AJ. That Fury won't come back. I'm sorry, he's gone. He ain't coming back. He's done. That's not coming back. Goes, message me here or on Instagram or Facebook for Razvan contact info. That's great. All right, Miles, I appreciate that. Ingram, why did Peter and Tyson split? Well, you're the insider. You should know. I'm high as a bloody kite. Good for you, Richard Williams. I think Tyson beats Wilder, says Anthony Scott. I don't know how about Joshua, because if he doesn't fight Joshua soon, I think Joshua will get more technical. Fury will have a hard time with power and skill. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I've been talking about earlier. Peter's never spoken about it, and that's none of my business, and I don't think it's right for me to mention anything about it. You might like my book, since you like lefties. I'm watching from Tesco's car park. Which one? Let me know. Might come and join you. Who was Tyson sending a message in IFL? You know who you are. Giving credit, Peter, maybe. I don't know. I don't watch much interviews. I don't watch much TV anymore. Same here. Gonna have a few drinks soon. Peter Fury, great coach. Love the guy. I think he was very lucky against McDermott. Very lucky. Tyson Fury gets knocked out by Deontay Wilder in 2015. Wilder's got much better. Fury will have to be much better than he was in 2015 to be a top 4 heavyweight. Agreed on the progression of Tyson after going with Peter as a trainer. I feel if Fury was to fight AJ or Wilder, he might have to get Peter back for those counts. But then by then the damage has already been done. That's my point. Tyson was head and shoulders, but now I'm not sure, says Vandy. You could play a part in boxing history here, Ingram. Double book both Tyson and Peter for an interview and lock him in a room. Tesco's Broadstairs. That's in Kent. I'm in Sussex. Not happening. I would have come and joined you, but Broadstairs is a bit far from Sussex. Let me know next time. Maybe I'll meet you in another Tesco's. Peter never speaks about the split, and nor do I. Cunningham had him gone, says Shoaib. Tyson is fighting in August, right? Yeah, and he's on the undercard of Carl Frampton. Can you believe that? Would you, England? Would you give us an insight on how you think 2000 will go for Tyson? Not very good. Not very good. Because all now he should be working with a disciplinarian. They'll kick his ass and get his ass into a proper shape and not allow him to get away with any buffoonery. You know what I mean, he needs a guy that's going to run him into and say, listen, this is what it is, and you're going to stay in the gym all year round. All year round, you're staying in the gym. That Anthony Yard sort of style, Chris Eubank Jr. sort of style needs to be in the gym all year round. Very little breaks. You know, you might get a couple of days here off, a couple of days there off. We need you on target, in shape. That's what he needs. Is he going to get that? I don't think so. Would you have more confidence if Tyson was training with Domingo? You got to ask yourself the question: why is he not with Dominic Ingle at the moment? Billy or Saunders is over there. Why is he not over there? Fury's still sweating. He's not off in the post fight presser. He's done a piss poor couple of rounds, and he's miles off 12 rounds with the top boys. Unfortunately, good point. Like the Furies say, almost every heavy has a puncher's chance. Question is, will Wilder or AJ get a chance versus Tyson or Huey? Tesco Meats? What is this, a doggy stream? I take it you've been a few in your time, right? It makes sense for Peter not to speak on the subject. Perhaps they have only split professionally and they don't want to affect their family relationship with any negativity. Why don't you discuss the splits? Or why should I discuss the split? Do you ever see Eubanks in Brighton, Ingram? Well, I used to see the Eubanks all the time. My ex trainer and Ronnie Davis were very close, so I saw the Eubanks. I spent a Christmas with Simon Eubank. I used to look after Chris Jr. when he used to come over to the park in Hove. Yeah, back in the day. I bet he doesn't even remember that. I do think his new trainer is too much of a yes man. I don't know if he's too much of a yes man, but I can't imagine him telling Tyson to get down and do 100 press ups now or else. I just don't see it. I can't imagine him saying, Tyson, get yourself in shape or get out of the gym. I just can't envision it. I think he's just happy to have Tyson around it, to be honest. Who would you like to get? Who would you like to get announced tomorrow for Fury? Gary Cornish. I've been saying it for ages. Gary Cornish, Sam Sexton. Definitely not Shannon Briggs. I actually think Shannon, as crazy as it sounds, I think Shannon Briggs is a dangerous fight. I think David Price is a dangerous fight as well. Gary Cornish, yes. Tall, long, yeah, that'd be a good fight. Sorry, I mean in terms of build up for one of the tiles, maybe. Remember, people said not Cornish. Why not Cornish? Well, he's good enough for Anthony Joshua, wasn't he? He's good enough to fight for the British title, isn't he? And he's surely better than Safa Safari. Well, who would you want then? There's no way. There's no way. No, forget Andrew. Come on, Andrew. He's just fought yesterday. There's no way Frank Warren is going to risk putting the big stiff plumber in with Tyson next. No chance. Too risk, low reward. Absolutely. That's what people are getting. This fiction about Tyson Fury. Just, oh dear. A young Ali style of running to get the legs nobody could catch, and they get clobbered for a living. Andrew is a terrible shot because Andrew is just finished fighting. I don't think he's going to fight Tyson Fury. Shah is Fury's third fight. I don't think so. Shah, I know who's fighting Shah, and Tyson Fury's definitely not fighting Shah. Cornish is a good fight and not a big puncher. For 90 seconds against AH, Safari won't tell us a man will shark. Eh? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Are you? Are you? Are you? Are you? Is that to say that you think Manuel Shah's world class? I thought so. I hope you fight Shannon Briggs. Love the champ. Deserves one more big payday. See, that's what happened. You watch it. Tyson signs up to fight Shannon Briggs. It's just like the whole brigade with the Ortiz brigade. They want Briggs to fight Fury. When the fight's over, and if Fury beats Briggs, they'll say he was an old man, he didn't prove anything. I listen. I think it's a terrible fight for Fury because if he wins, they'll slate him, and if he loses, he's done. He's finito. And one of them left hooks from if he boxes the same way he fought against Safa Seferi against Shannon Briggs, you'll get knocked out. Yeah, Char got banged up by cruiserweight. That's right. Char was banging Vitali at will before Char got stopped over a cut, and Vitali never gave a rematch. Char got knocked out by Breedis, the cruiserweight, the same guy that Usyk just beat up the other day. That's putting things into perspective. Okay, Char, Manuel Shah. Okay, Peace 100 Boxing UK. People acting like Wilder's been knocked out before. Imagine if he did weather the storm, he decimated Ortiz. I don't know. Briggs is a disaster waiting to happen. Briggs is a disaster waiting to happen. What do you mean it's a disaster waiting to happen? It's happened. He was already put in hospital, wasn't he? It'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting to see whether Frank takes a risk before the AJ fight. Who's a harder puncher, Briggs or Wilder? Briggs won his world title knocking out, I think it's Lakovic for the WBO title. Wilder. Fury is being installed number 7 by the WBC ratings. And is that going to help him lose his weight? Is that going to get him in prime condition? Is that going to help him? Is that going to dedicate him to becoming world heavyweight champion? No. What about Charles Martin? Yeah, that'd be a good fight. Charles Martin against Tyson Fury, good fight. Isn't the opponent being announced tomorrow? BWTM, nice salute, 100. You too. So yeah, I think I'm not gonna say not much more about this Tyson Fury thing. Who has the best left hook in boxing in the last 10 years? Knocked out people with it. Tommy Morrison, Oscar De La Hoya, 10 years, or David Two would have been one to have mentioned. Wilder's is unique because he has the best fitness and most power. You chat shit, mate. You chat even more shit. But you type shit. I chat shit. You type shit. So there you go. But it's probably worse because you deliberately go on type shit. I chat it. That's okay. I'm allowed to chat it. And you're watching it. So it's good. Um, uh, Wilder's a genetic freak. He's 220 pounds and he hits harder than guys like 30, 40 pounds. And by the way, Richard Williams, if that's the case, why are you still watching me? Muppet. Right. I'm going to end the night now. Thank you all so much for watching, as always. Have a great evening, as always, and enjoy. Enjoy, 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 enjoy. Yeah, mate, I've put you out your misery. I've actually kicked you out the room. So you don't have to listen to me anymore. I've actually shown you the door. See, Richard Williams? I don't chat crap no more because I've just kicked you out the room. Have a great night, everybody. And Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see whether. I hope my words do not ring. I hope my words do not ring truth. I hope I am talking rubbish. I hope Tyson Fury proves me wrong. I hope that Tyson Fury is in great shape. I hope that Tyson Fury and Ben Davison prove me completely wrong. And I hope he regains the title and becomes undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. At the moment, I just don't see it. Be listening to you from Bayloric TV. Hey, Brooklyn Gordon, appreciate you for that. Oh, Miles, send me an email. Email me, Miles. Here, let me send this for you. Here you go. Oh, he can be in better shape all he wants. Wasn't we told he was in great shape when he was he might be in great shape with all those Instagram posts of him. Best best evidence for somebody being in shape is first on the scales, and secondly in the ring. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments. Let everybody knows about the video. And hey, Tyson, if you've been watching, we need to get that interview done. I've got a few questions for you, my friend. See you soon.